Bamo from the KG Podcast. Today I'm here with Jimmy. Today we're doing the motherfucking meeting.
Yo, what up?
Oh man, yep. I just had to take my shirt off because that's my fucking tradition.
Yeah, that's tradition.
So, dude, a lot of stuff has happened this week.
Oh yeah, it has.
Fucking a lot, man. Like some good, some really bad. Like,
It's mostly bad.
yeah, I would say mostly fucking bad because. Did you already look at the podcast I sent you for next week?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You know that I put the George Floyd situation in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So before we get started into that topic of George Floyd, I would love to say that we will not be putting hashtag George Floyd or hashtag justice for George Floyd just because we don't want any clout from this situation because it's a very bad situation.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
So I gotta know your opinion about what's happening, man. It's fucking shitty.
My opinion, George Floyd didn't deserve to die, but at the same time, you don't deserve to destroy company buildings like that.
Okay,
Like, he
okay.
definitely didn't deserve to die, but really, don't destroy a Target. And what else did it destroy? I believe it destroyed a police station now. Um,
Did you see the video of all the police cars driving away because it was burning down?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw that.
Uh, so what was it? You remember when Sincere got arrested, right?
Yeah.
So me being the concerned brother or being the caring person that I am when it comes to Sincere or any one of my brothers, I went on social media and I said, fuck the cops who arrested him. And that's why I did not know the whole entire situation. So I
Mm.
did get a lot of hate from that. But looking at, there's a similarity between Sincere situation and George Floyd situation is because they both deal with black men. And I feel like there's a bunch of racism when it comes to that because I looked on Facebook when this happened, when the Sincere situation, and
Yeah.
a lot of white people had a lot to say negatively about Sincere that no one knew who Sincere was on Facebook from what I could tell. Only very few. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I feel like this
From
situation is like kind of not having the greatest knowledge, especially for people who are trying to put their word into it.
They just don't understand.
Mm-hmm. What was it? The target. Like I don't understand what the target had to do with the George Floyd situation. I really don't.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. They're like, can you not destroy building? You're destroying your own community. Let's not do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Destroying buildings won't bring back George Floyd.
Uh-huh. Fucking what
Like,
was it? I think they also destroyed a Walmart that was in Minnesota too. Near
oh
man.
yeah, of course.
Like I honestly don't understand the thought process going behind and destroying Target, a Walmart. Like when it comes to a police station that had the police officer job there, then yeah, I can see that kind of working out. But Walmart, I just honestly don't understand it. I really don't.
I don't even see the point in destroying the police station. I feel like destroying any property is a dumb thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just pulling the, like, all right. One thing I heard on Twitter was when you guys destroy buildings and make a protest into a riot, you're pulling the situation away from the actual problem. No one's going to remember this for George Floyd. They're going to remember this because you burnt down a Target.
Like what was it? Like these riots have been spreading all over fucking USA. And
And wait, they're all over USA. They're not just in Minnesota.
yes, and I'm gonna give you an example. If you look at the news right now, Richmond is becoming a riot too.
No.
Like I'm not joking with you.
Richmond?
Yeah, I just looked this up this morning. It was literally on my news feed from Google, and it said Richmond has been getting some, like, even though they're not big riots, but there have been small riots here and there throughout Richmond.
Fucking me, really? Come on. Why? I don't understand this, man.
Like, from what I've seen, it's not really going focused towards attacking the cops more than say, but it's more attacking like businesses, which I don't completely understand. Like, if someone's listening to this, please tell me what you are doing by taking out Walmart's, Targets, fucking even a Louis Vuitton store. People have ransacked the Louis Vuitton store. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Okay, that's just because they're looting. All right, they just want shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
They're just using the death of some black man to get free shit, and that kind of pisses me off.
Yes, that's really true. That is
It's like,
really.
no justice, no peace, but like, can you not? Like, you're using this poor man's death just so you can get free shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you lost the point of the protest. You don't like. It's annoying.
One of the things that this country was built off of was freedom of speech, and it coincides with that is the freedom to peacefully protest.
Oh yeah.
And that's not what they're doing. But I will have to give it up to some people because some protests are actually peaceful. There is no rioting. There is no like actually hurting people. It's just straight peaceful. I will have to give it up to those people though.
Oh yeah.
But
Those are the good people. They understand.
yeah, but sadly it's very few. Cause there's more
Oh
riots
yeah.
happening than the fucking peaceful protests right now.
I don't know. It's just such a sad thing, you know.
Yeah. You know what's one thing that I do think is cool?
Yeah.
Not saying this situation is cool at all, but having people with very strong influence and I would say strong social media awareness, like for instance Eminem, the rapper, the white rapper, the
Yeah.
fucking lyricist, like he spoke up on Instagram a couple days ago. Actually, no, I think it actually was yesterday. He spoke up saying Detroit, cause that's where he lives, do not fall into the madness of rioting. I think that's what he said. He said something around that lines. Like, dude, I think there needs to be more people like M speaking up.
You know, M is like grown up so much, deadass.
Mm-hmm. No, he's a fucking. Honestly, he should fucking become president at this point.
He's a full on adult. I remember listening to his really shit. And it's like, oh my god, he's like an annoying teenager. He's like Justin Bieber when he first started out, but now he's just an adult.
Fucking. Alright, I know this is completely off topic, but he actually dropped a whole. I think a new whole album fucking today, so I think I'm gonna have to go listen to
Really?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it either. But yeah, I know what you mean. People are like, people have charity events for the Minnesota recovery plan.
Oh.
Since so much stuff is getting broken down, people are starting donations where they give money back to Minnesota to fix all the shit they broke.
Dude, like honestly, that shouldn't have to happen because there shouldn't have been something that created that such of a fucking force to where people think they had to riot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm glad to see it's happening. Like, people care enough.
Yeah, no, people care, and that's another good thing that's coming out of this. Not just because of people with great, strong influence. You got people who actually are showing that they care.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Oh
there's
yeah.
this one video that I saw on social media. Actually, I saw it on Snapchat. This one girl, she posted a TikTok. Yeah, a TikTok. I really don't like TikTok, but
It's alright. It's alright.
but
Talk shit. I understand.
this TikTok I think was probably the best TikTok I've ever seen. It was a TikTok of a policeman in just a random county nowhere close to Minnesota, but that county that he was in was they're doing protests too. But what he was telling everybody at the protest before a riot or something harmful ensued, he said, "We are here to help you get your voice out and make it as safely as possible," because he did point out that there's like children, dogs, and all that stuff we don't want getting hurt type of thing.
Oh yeah.
And when I saw that, that kind of like gave me like a little bit of warmth in thought inside, because you know that's good seeing that right now.
Yeah, that's a good police officer right there. He understands that
hmm
if he didn't say that, it would probably riot. It would probably turn to riot.
One thing he did say that really stuck to me is not all cops are the same as that one cop who killed Mr. Floyd,
Oh.
which is completely the same. This is completely correct just because I know a couple cops around our area and they're cool as fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You get one of those cops that like pull you over on the side of the road and they see that you're in a rush to go take a test or go to work or something like that, and they'll know what's up and they'll help you out.
Oh yeah. I love those police officers, man. I'm starting to realize that this is actually like a really big trend I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Most people talk shit over a whole group when in reality it is a small minority of them that are bad, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Fucking
people say fuck the police, but it's like it's only a small majority that's like that.
yeah.
Same with
When
politics, same with religion. It's always like that.
I completely understand. See, when the situation with Sincere happened, when I said fuck the police, I was emotional because that was my brother who went to jail for something he didn't essentially want to do, type of thing. And
Yeah.
I can understand where everybody else is doing is because they're emotional and they see like pretty much a brother die from a cop.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm Another thing that I seen that actually like really showed goodness and humanity. There's this one black woman who was doing who was also at a protest, but she had a sign different from everybody else because everybody else there they had signs saying all or Black Lives Matter, right?
Yeah.
So
Or can't breathe. Don't forget about that one.
yeah, that's an important thing to say. Her sign said Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, cops lives matter, but the small minority who takes justice into their own hands or who are racist in any sort of way, those lives don't matter.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought,
that's saucy.
I thought that was like really like I would say at that point really powerful, just because if anybody who read that, they would agree with what she was saying.
I don't know, them looters. I'm like, no, fuck her. I'm getting these tennis shoes for free.
Oh man, like I don't know. I think when it comes to the looting part of it, I think honestly, there's nothing that you or me could do about it,
Oh
especially
yeah.
right now. So if it happens, it happens.
I mean, the police can't even do anything about it.
Yeah, at some point, if a police officer steps in, tried to start, to try to stop a riot, there's only
Oh,
gonna
they're
be,
gonna get hanged up.
yeah,
They're going to get ganged.
there's going to be like one of three things that's gonna happen. One, he's going to get jumped. Two, there's going to be a video of him eventually trying to stop the riot, but it's somehow gonna come out saying that he's also racist.
No, okay, yeah, good one.
And three, he won't do anything
Yeah.
because he's afraid that eventually something will come up saying that he is racist and will most likely ruin his life.
Oh yeah, that's one thing about police officers. I could never be a police officer.
Like
I
you
could
got,
never, cause one fuck up, you're done.
like
It's
with
like Twitter, but like your whole life.
that is true. That is true. So a little bit off topic, and we're gonna go to the social media aspect because have you been on Snapchat, lady?
No, but I've been on Twitter, and it's all over Twitter.
Okay. So what I've been seeing on Snapchat, and it's most likely happened everywhere else, including Instagram, Twitter, fucking even MySpace and Facebook, probably. um, fucking people have been posting. How can I say this? posting pictures saying if you don't repost this, you're racist. That's pretty much the point to those pictures, right?
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
They're doing that? That's such a shitty bait. Like,
So,
oh, that's on TikTok too. We're like, fucking hate it. If you don't like this, you don't like God. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
the second I saw that, I fucking went off Twitter. I went off fucking Snapchat. I went off Instagram. Because until this thing cools down, that's a fucking bait.
No, I
Because
don't think anyone would actually call you racist just because you didn't follow this person.
I'm not gonna lie with you, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't agree with that because I seen fucking people around fucking the nation who have been baited to do something like that, and when they don't, especially if you get the person who posts it and actually does his research about it, he'll go through it and see who actually did not screenshot it, and he'll fucking say your name in a post saying you're racist. And honestly, I don't agree with that, but I'm not gonna take that chance and not do it.
Do people actually think you're racist if you don't screenshot it or like it?
Yes, like that's how bad the world has gone to at this point.
No, that's fucking retarded. No, no.
Mhm.
If you don't like this post right now, your dad's dead. Like, what the fuck?
Like, all right, let's use you remember Brent, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, let's use his social media, Snapchat posts, stories, whatever you want to call it, as an example. So he wanted to put his his way of thinking about it or his way of his information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wanted to put that out there to give his point of view across. So I saw the hour he posted it, and I didn't say anything because that's his point of view. You know what I mean? Like that's his idea of it.
Yeah.
2 hours later, he posts another thing saying, "Hey, if you don't like my idea, unadd me," or "This is my personal idea. If you have a problem with it, I don't care," type of thing.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Makes sense.
Yeah. So another hour like goes by, and he posts saying something like, "Hey, if you really don't have if you have a problem with me posting this, then why are you looking at it? Like, why do you care about what I say?" So that's another thing that I don't like about social media is because once you say your point of view, if somebody don't likes it, they're going to clap back.
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna use slur of meaningless terms at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know the meaningless terms. You're a Nazi. You're sexist. Like they've lost meaning. I don't even know what the fuck they mean anymore.
Yeah, that is very true. Like, fuck. That's why I'm only on Twitter to promote like the podcast or like music or something like that.
If you were on Twitter for politics, you would have one brain cell by now.
Yes. Oh fuck. Cause I know there was this one case that happened a couple fucking years ago. There's this one politician. Completely forgot what her name was, but she was just speaking her mind, speaking her point of view, and pretty much everybody on Twitter did not like her point of view. Well, that I would say it's probably a good case of bullying at that point caused her
Oh,
to take her life.
Jesus.
Yeah, like social media, if you don't know how to use it correctly, it's a very dangerous thing.
Oh man, yeah. If you don't say the right thing, you're fucked.
Yeah, it really is.
I can imagine like me telling a joke and me getting canceled for it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I completely understand. So for all right, let's go into the cancellation part of that because I'm gonna tell you this story. You remember the late rapper XXX Tentacion?
Yeah.
So a couple months before he died, or a couple months after he died, right? There was this comedian who made a joke about how X died, and she did it on live TV, everything, and stuff like that.
I got a joke too, but keep on going on.
All right. Before we get into my story, you gotta be careful with that type of joke, cause fucking anything about X, just because of his fan base, people will come at you.
He's been dead for how long now?
For about 2 years.
I think I need to make a joke about him. All right, yeah. All right, X fans, if you're listening right now, chill out.
All right, I would love to hear your joke. All right, but let me finish my story. So
Yeah.
the story is, the second she made that joke and the second it was publicized, her career as a comedian was completely done with. She had to
Oh yeah.
literally change her name, change her look, and she was still a comedian, but she had to change pretty much everything about her because she was getting death threats. She was getting fucking what was it? Yeah, just pretty much death threats. Like that shit was completely. I would say her joke was completely out of line, just because she's dead. Like he was dead at the time. Like everybody was still mourning over him, but she technically, in a sense,
Yeah.
got canceled.
Yeah, but there's no reason to cancel someone like that. Like, I don't care what the fuck you say. You don't cancel someone just because they say something like that. Like, you don't ruin their whole livelihood because they fucking said something wrong.
Yeah, honestly, I think with her situation, I think it should have been like a suspension or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or maybe, hey, calm down. Let's not do the X joke next time, alright?
Yeah, or yeah, do something like that and take that joke off the air, because that joke is still on the air technically. Oh, excuse me. So,
Oh,
I
no.
would love to hear your joke.
Oh, I think it might be her joke. I don't know, but, like, it goes like this. You know how X was an underground rapper?
Wait, what'd you say?
Dude, X is now an underground rapper.
Oh.
I mean, come on now. He started out as an underground rapper in like early to I don't know when, but now he's really an underground rapper.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was a funny joke. I'm not gonna lie. That was a good joke,
Yeah.
and I think that was actually like a good, sensible joke too. So,
Yeah.
dude, all right.
Nah, but cancel culture is cancer. I fucking hate it.
You get so many good people, good talented people who do what they love to do, and people say, "Oh, hey, we don't like your stuff. We're gonna cancel your stuff," and you won't see them again for years. Like,
Yeah, yeah. You said something a little controversial. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your whole bit's gone.
I'm like, yeah, that's to me is just completely not cool.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we're at 23 minutes in the podcast.
Trying to make it 30? Or are you good?
Honestly, I would like to do another podcast right after this, if that's okay with
Oh,
you.
okay.
But
Oh, that's fine.
yeah, because we're trying to keep it as short as possible, because uploading is kind of a bitch for me. So, so do you want to end this podcast?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
We
go
can
right
just
ahead.
start the next one.
All right.
Wait, you want me to say this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. If you follow Bamo at Instagram, Twitter, I believe. I don't know any of your else stuff. I think you got Snapchat?
Yes.
You do Snap? Okay. Follow him on Snapchat as well. And just make sure you guys have a good day and stay hydrated.
Everything will be a link in the motherfucking description. I'll talk to y'all later.
Alright, see y'all later.